No, that's interesting. You said something very interesting. Engagement. It's a very good word because everybody's struggling. You know, these Zoom conversations that we're having, you know, the world changed, the pandemic changed a bit, but still, we're not that excited on having like e-conversations as sitting with each other in the same room. So how do you tackle engagement? What's your take on, what does it mean even? What does it mean for you to engage?
So basically we spoke with a lot of podcasters in the past year, and most of them told us like, I don't know who's listening to me. So discoverability is a problem, and engaging your community when you have one is also a problem. We offer a place where people can interact while listening. And so basically you listen to a podcast and at 11 minutes, 11 seconds, you have an idea, a question, something you want to share. You can just write it and it will appear to other listeners and to the podcaster at this exact moment of the podcast. So you can actually engage because you engage about the content directly and really specifically about what you've been listening to.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. You know, I set myself to not agree with you and I'm already agreeing with you. You know, like it's actually a good idea. It's actually a good idea. How did you think about it? Like, how'd you get to that?
Actually, at the very beginning, we were actually having another company together before, and we wanted to change like the area. We're really in different area, and we're listening to podcasts to have like some ideas around. And after like hours of listening to podcasts, we were like, actually, that's the subject we like to work on. And we're like actually talking about some certain specific podcast together. But it was so difficult to share a moment to engage. We feel like we were
like
alone
together
listening to podcasts. Yeah, definitely. Like, it's such an intimate content, but you're so alone in the same time, and it felt so frustrating. So that's where the idea came from, and also something so that happens all the time when we listen to podcasts. Like a lot of podcasters are saying, yeah, let a review on iTunes at the end of the podcast. And of course, a lot of users told us that they think about some things during the podcast, but then they forget about it because the podcast lasts for an hour or something. And then they don't know what to say anymore. So they just like go on iTunes and say, nice podcast, but doesn't have so much
but
value.
That's it. That's where it ends. Yeah. No,
that's so crazy. Like podcast is coming up now new for some years, and we don't have a place yet where we can interact while listening. This is existing with video. This is existing with TV. You just on Twitter while you're watching TV, you know? Like people are made to interact and to share what they feel when they listen to something. And yet we don't have it. It really came from a frustration from both of us. I was sending in some podcast episodes sometimes. Man, at 45 minutes, we have to talk about this. He was never listening to it, obviously. It's not true.